Hi, you guys. Welcome to a somewhat different session today. So, as my partner and I have decided on how to proceed onward for at least the coming couple of weeks, um, for this time, this session around lunch, right, where I'm looking to inspire whoever is listening and watching, will be named weekly mind setting. And that's really what I'm intending here. So I really want you to benefit from approximately 15 minutes where I will be sharing some of the vitals, I believe, that have helped numerous clients, people, seminars, retreats, places, and events where I had the honor to work and share my knowledge. So if you want to really say benefit from what I have to tell you, stay tuned. If not, it's absolutely fine. Please press the button to leave now or just, scroll onward or depending on whatever platform that you are on right now. Okay. Now, if you are staying, again, welcome. And it is a pleasure to have you. I really appreciate your time. Today, we want to talk about a very dear element that I had a fair difficulty to play around, to be honest. And I'd like to call it resourcefulness. Okay, so resourcefulness for me is basically the ability to make something out of nothing. Okay, how is that possible? Well, I'd say you tell me if you ever had to invent a new way of like approaching a situation, you have probably been quite resourceful because if you are in an unknown circumstance in a situation which you um, do not recognize, maybe you only know parts of the situation because the rest is very new to you. That is when you are resourceful, when you have to invent new ways of approaching a situation. Let me draw a quick picture for you here. You are in traffic and you are on the place to work and you recognize that time is running out, maybe as usual. If so, I'm very sorry for you. And you have to kind of invent now a way to deal with a most probable situation that maybe a client, maybe a partner, or simply your boss will see that you're too late, right? How do you do that? There's a couple of ways, right? But I'd really like you to think really quick, how do you approach such a situation? There's no right or wrong way. I'd like to propose the thought of efficiency rather. That leads me into the very first question that we want to tackle today. What is resourcefulness really? What is it? What are we doing? How I perceive it, how I have learned to work with this term and my own boundaries, my difficulties, I found that the most accurate description is when you have to take what is given and turn it around to the best possible outcome. Say you're in traffic in a jam and your time is running out, and you know and you understand most probably you're going to miss a call, most probably you're going to miss a deadline, most probably. How are you dealing with this? What is given is that you are in a traffic jam. Maybe you have a cell phone. It is most likely that you will need another 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And how you're dealing with these given elements is the quality of resourcefulness, if that makes sense. Okay, for me, that really tunes into the creative side of our mind. How inventive can I be? Maybe for better or worse, my cell phone is dying. Very bad situation in the traffic jam where time is running out and you understand that you're most probably coming late to whatever, and your cell phone is dying. However, there's numerous other people around you all stuck in the traffic. And out of whatever reason, traffic is real slow at this day. Why not just open the door and ask your neighbor in the other car to maybe give his cell phone or her cell phone, if that helps? The way that we can creatively come up with solutions is the way that I perceive resourcefulness to be described most accurately, and also the reason why it is so important that we practice it. That does not mean that we have to intentionally get stuck in a traffic jam, by no means. But welcoming difficult situations instead of trying to fight them off like, flies or anything that we really don't like. So whenever we are in a difficult situation, let's look into what usually happens for most people who have a very fixed way of approaching their life, very clear routines, very, very strict ways to go about their daily business. I wake up in the morning, 7 o'clock, I do my morning routine, whatever it is. I dedicate a half an hour, that's already a lot for most people, into waking up, meditating, maybe doing some stretches, whatever you do. And then you go to work, you work your hours off, you have all the deadlines. Hopefully you meet them all. Maybe get some fun in between, good quality conversations in the afternoon or at lunch. And then you go home and you end your day. And you do that over and over and over and over again. Very little creativeness, very little space to invent yourself anew. Maybe finding something that inspires you, maybe shifting completely the way that you look at things. The more we are stuck in very rigid kind of daily routines and habits, the less creative we are or we can be in situations where we have to, such as being stuck in a traffic jam and the best deal of my life just runs out the window because I'm late. How can we exit learned helplessness is the second question that I really want to tackle today. Learned helplessness is the way that we are distinguishing ourselves to be victims in situations where we are stuck in a traffic jam and there's nothing I can do. It's just all going to waste now. I'm sitting here in my shabby car. Time is running out yet again. My life is miserable. There's nothing I can do. Is that true? How true is that really? This is a learned way of perceiving things the way that I understand it. Yes? Every single time that I either speak out loud or even think in a certain way, I practice that mindset, that setting of my mind in that very moment. And I will feel my emotions. I will feel the situation. I will approach whatever given circumstances exactly in that way, over and over and over again. Learned helplessness happens when we are relying on outside objects such as calendars or to-do lists or whatever gadgets that we play with to do the job for us. Because we don't have to remember anymore. We don't have to think for ourselves anymore. We can just put it in and kind of like run around the block in the way that it is described or done so multiple times before. And then hopefully it will turn out with a little bonus at the end of the month. There's nothing bad about it. But most people somehow end up opposite of me then in calls like these. And they ask, why can I not enjoy this life? Why can I not enjoy my wife, my work, my family maybe? I have worked so hard to achieve incredible things, and yet I am empty, feeling hollow inside. It starts, right? It's not everything, but it does start every single time that we rely on outside elements to do the job for us. This supercomputer up here is meant to be used. And the creativity that we employ to solve problems on a daily basis is the way that we practice exiting the learned helplessness that we practice every single day by over abusing social media, gadgets, tech, and enter into a state of resourcefulness where everything that we encounter can be turned into an opportunity, a solution, possibility to grow, maybe to connect, maybe earn money. This way of approaching my life will in any case feel 10 times more fulfilling, rewarding, interesting, inspiring even than when I simply just quit, concede. Yeah, I'm done, no chance. I will never make it to this call. I'm going to be stuck here in this traffic jam and nothing on this planet can change that. Fuck. Sorry for language. That brings me to the last part that I really want to be tackling here in these couple of minutes. Why is resourceful crucial for any leader, for any person, for anyone really who means to enjoy their life? That can be an employee, that can be you and me, that can be someone who owns a business, who will want to own a business, who just wants to be efficient at whatever he or she is doing. Why is it so crucial? Please type in the chat box in the comment what you think. I would really love to learn, why could it be such an asset to practice creativity around problem solving? One point that I found really brought me a lot of calm, a lot of resolve, is that I always find a way out like that. Always. If I'm stuck in a traffic jam, I won't be for long. Maybe my car will. There's always a solution. The perspective around how I look at things that are given, whether I miss a call or I get the chance to talk to my neighbor in the other car, maybe that'll turn around like way bigger of a reward than the call could ever have brought to me. The more I see solutions and opportunities, ways to practice and learn and grow and nourish myself and others, the more I will become an asset, a real valuable asset to myself first, and then to others. So this possibility to practice resourcefulness at any given moment, for me, is not even an option. Maybe I look at it as a game every now and again, absolutely, because that inspires more motivation for me. But it is a very vital skill to learn in any case, be that you're a mother, maybe you're a partner to someone, maybe you're a son, a daughter, maybe you're employed, maybe you're self-employed, maybe you own a huge company. In any case, resourcefulness will become a very vital asset to you. Or frustration will lead the way. That's oftentimes how it turns out if we do not become creative in our daily life. This is kind of like how I perceive it. It unlocks incredible potential that we are then able to tap into. I want to lead today, like out of this session, by mentioning again, why is it that people are not resourceful oftentimes? Usually that happens when we think too rigid, when the way that we are approaching things is too rigid, too straight. And once we recognize that this rigid behavior is oftentimes sabotaging our success, sabotaging how we are enjoying, how we are living our life, then we want to find out, how can we shift from overly structured, overly results-oriented into a more playful, more creative way of approaching things. Interestingly, children learn the fastest. They're usually the most successful in their endeavor. However, they never care for money. But if we can learn a little bit more about the creative aspect of life and how to become a playful and efficient problem solver who always finds gold in the dirt, you're bound to succeed in anything. There's literally nothing that you could not achieve. And I'm not talking about flying. I mean, without a plane. I really hope that brought you something. I really hope that you found some inspiration. I really enjoy these sessions here at Monday. I personally feel that I'm learning so much every single time that I get to share with you. And I wish you a beautiful week, and I see you next week.